One of the most frequently asked questions I get asked when it comes to visiting Walt Disney World is just how much do I need to budget for tipping? So today I'm going to cover where you might be expected to tip, how much you should take with you, and do you really need to tip? My name is Sophie from Most Magical Guides, and I make content all about helping you plan your most magical trip to Disney World and Disneyland Paris. So if that is something you enjoy, make sure you smash that subscribe button down below and hit the little bell notification as well. So when visiting the US, tipping is part of the culture, and some places that you might be expected to tip are places like table service restaurants, bars, bellhops, and taxis. Table service restaurants. If you visit a table service restaurant, it is common to tip between 15 and 20% of the total cost of the meal before tax. 15% is for average service, 20% is for good service, and if you get exceptional service, you can tip as much as you would like. The great thing at Disney is they will put at the bottom of your bill how much each percentage will cost you, so you don't have to do any maths yourself. If you dine at a quick service location, which is kind of more like a fast food location where you go to a counter, order and take the food yourself, you do not need to tip, so you don't need to budget any tipping if you're planning to eat at quick service restaurants. I personally always just budget 20%, so I know that when I go to a table service restaurant, I will have enough money with me. You may have heard people talk about tipping for bad service, so it is common practice to tip 10% even if the service isn't that good. Now that is a very controversial topic and it's not something I'm going to go into in this video, but the great thing about America is they are really on top of service. They want to give you good service, so if there is any issues with your food, with the service, then definitely speak to your server or the manager and they will go out of their way to help resolve the issue. It does feel quite strange as Brits to do that because we kind of keep our mouth shut and don't say anything if there's anything wrong, but in America they much prefer you to say if there's a problem so they have a chance to correct it. As tips do make up a percentage of the server's wage, they do want to do everything they can to help you so that they can give you good service and then earn that tip. Bars. Another place that you may tip is in bars. It's typical to tip $1 per drink, or if you have a tab or a large group, 15 to 20% of the final bill. Taxis and ride shares. If you do use taxis or ride sharing services like Uber and Lyft, it's typical again to tip 15 to 20%. Valet parking. If you use valet parking, usually people tip around $2 or maybe even $5 if you get exceptional service and it's really speedy and helpful. Housekeeping. Many people will tip their housekeeper who comes and cleans and tidies your room every day. Usually people tip $1 to $2 per person per night. If you leave your tip out on the countertop, typically housekeeping won't touch it just in case you've left it there unexpectedly and they don't want to look like they've stolen your money. So what many people do is get a little envelope and write housekeeping, or if you're at Disney, mousekeeping on the envelope so the housekeeper knows that they can take that. It's also usual to leave it out per day as your housekeeper will usually change over the course of the period of your stay. Bell services. If you have a bellhop or bell services bring your bag to your room for you, it's typical to tip $1 to $2 per bag. Some other places you might tip may be places like spas, salons, nail technicians, and again that would be 15 to 20% of your bill. As a general rule of thumb, if you are paying for a service, then the tip is around 15 to 20%. If you're paying for something individual, like a bag or a drink, it's around $1. So should you tip? I would say if you are visiting a country where it is part of the culture, then it is good to do that to be a good visitor. There are more places to tip and higher tips than here in the UK, but as it is something that is customary in the US, it's always good practice to go along with that. I hope this video has been helpful in helping you know what to tip for when you're in the US and how much it will cost you. Do you want to be in the video quickly? There's my boy. Do you want to tip? Would you like to be tipped because you're very beautiful? Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed and found it helpful. And until next time, I hope you have a most magical day. Bye bye.